Fairborn, Ohio, with Shane 6. That's this guy. And he has these little oval aluminum panels. This is what we're going to work on. Rather, this is what I'm going to film, and Shane's going to work on this. And Shane just got this house, so he used to have this big shop, and he moved, so everything's disarrayed and in a form of chaos right now. So we're going to work in the little foyer room here of the house, because he just moved in, what, like a week ago?
Yeah.
Like the last couple days. So my timing is bad, but hey, you know, it's just how it is.
It's always good.
But it shows you can pinstripe anywhere. Matter of fact, on the road, I've been painting in my hotel rooms. So that's what we're going to do. And because Shane doesn't have a lot of his like artwork and stuff, I'm going to sit down. And his artwork that he's painted out and about, I'll show you his little S10 pickup outside and his van and some of the artwork he's done there. And there's some stuff scattered about the house. I'll whip the camera in on that just to give you a quick idea. But Shane, this guy, you don't have a website or anything. You're old school, right?
No, I just do Facebook so far.
What's your phone number?
937-878.
Wait, 937-878.
5164.
5164. So if you're in the Fairborn, Dayton area, would you go like 100 miles or within a certain...
I'll go anywhere.
Shane will go anywhere. So you can give him a call.
Done that.
See what he has to say. He goes to the Rat Fink reunion in Manti, Utah. You've done Carl Casper's shows in Louisville, Kentucky.
Jersey, Michigan.
What are shows you go to all the time?
Well, the last couple of years, I blew my back out in that, and I haven't been doing them here lately. But I used to do the Pumpkin Run and James Dean and
right, so wait, the Pumpkin Run is where?
Indiana. That's Southern Ohio. That was just this weekend.
And James Dean, what? That's
Fairmont, Indiana.
Fairmont, Indiana.
And just all over. I don't do big national events or nothing like that. I more or less like the smaller car shows. So I've been staying local the last couple of years and just letting my locals, know I'm still around, because I did travel for years and years and years. So
there you go. You might see Shane at some other show. Like I said, I see Shane all the time.
Bob Bond's in Kansas City.
When I drive back and forth. That's right, Bob Bond in
your house.
That's Independence, Kansas City.
Lee Summit
in Missouri. Lee Summit,
yeah.
just
St. Louis,
east of Kansas City,
Kentucky, all over.
So you never know. You might see Shane somewhere. So how did you get started pinstriping?
Well, when I was young, I was in high school, and my dad, he was an artist. And
what kind of artist was he?
He was a maintenance painter at GM, but he would paint people's houses and do wall murals all over the, mountain scenes, and we still got a seahorse in his basement at his house. But then I was inspired, and then everyone told me I'd never make a living of it, so me being the way I am, I made a living of it. And in high school, when I was like 15, I was silk screening and artwork, and I started selling art at school for money.
When I was a kid in high school, it was a big deal on the back of a denim jacket to paint like Led Zeppelin or Rush, Jethro Tull. Were you doing that too?
Yeah.
There you go.
And
I had Stray Cats, if anyone out there gives a crap.
And I got into I went to a private school and got kicked out, and then I ended up going to a public school and had everything required except for a senior civics class. So my junior year, I took 11 art classes in a study hall.
In a study hall.
And then in summer school, I took my civics class. It's only 4 weeks. You're out of there.
Right.
And then I didn't have a senior year. But since I was underage, Mom and Dad took me to a vocational school, and that's where I became I worked on cabinets. I was a wood maker and stuff for Eberhard Faber. Remember that art company?
Okay.
And we was doing, it's called Studio Craft, and we did cabinets and art tables and light tables and that for this art company. And then after that, I went and started a sign shop with Mr. Townsend down in Spring Valley, Ohio, T&Q Signs. And he took me on as an apprenticeship. I think I was only 17. And then he moved after a couple years after that, and I've been on my own ever since.
Wow. So you did the sign shop, and then you went out on your own.
Yeah.
And like, how long ago was that? Well, what are you? You're my age. You're 55.
Yeah.
So how long ago was that you went branched out and became an outlaw?
81,
1981.
81, 88. Well, about 82 or 83.
So it's 2018 now. So the early 80s. So you've had a long career as a professional pinstriper.
And I've never had a job working for anybody, and I turned out I had a airbrush t-shirt shop, and I had a sign shop, and then do my striping, and then I do body work and fabricating and everything but upholstery.
That's the same. I don't do upholstery either.
You don't hear? Hey, high five. There you go.
I don't like to do electrical work
No,
either.
I keep it's poking my finger with that needle.
I could
It's just
probably
driving
do
me
it and
nuts.
struggle through it, but it's just like there's somebody that really does that. It would take me 5 weeks. They'll do it in 5 days. I'm not doing it, you know.
Right.
And
But then also with the sign, being a sign painter, when I started out, I mean, the computer world has killed that. So I still
what's
got
a
my
different aspect of it? And I think the computer world lets anybody cut vinyl to do a sign.
yeah. And then they can even mask it and letter it up and peel the mask off and say it's hand painted. But you know,
Yeah,
but
theoretically it would be, I guess.
yeah,
I don't know.
I like the old school, and it's not really much of a job as it is to me as a lifestyle that I like.
I think it's like when you look at like an old BMW motorcycle, it has to have that hand stripe.
Yeah.
That's the character
Yeah.
of an old like R69 BMW. To have something like, you know, if it, how do I even say it? If it's too perfect, it looks wrong. If you use like tape to spray it with an airbrush or anything, that's how I used to cheat before I learned.
And then I'm getting paid to use my imagination, not something that just print and and everyone else has got it. It's my imagination I create
But you can't
right out.
on the computer. I'd say you probably can't really get those free-flowing designs that come up instantaneously as you're doing it. And you're like, oh, I got a great idea. And you do a little whoop-de-doo here and there.
Right. I can barely turn on a computer in the first place when it comes to that. So I know the Facebook, but
It's organic. That's the word. So it comes naturally, and it happens while you're doing it. Otherwise, it's not the same.
I'm enjoying my gift that I got blessed with in my life, and my whole family was more or less artists. And my sister does up in Maine. She's got a little PBS TV show doing like Bob Ross.
Happy Little Clouds.
Yeah, and all that good stuff. And,
When he's on, I get sucked in for Bob Ross.
oh
Man.
yeah.
It's like almost like Mr. Rogers, but with an afro. You know.
And I just it's been it's a roller coaster in life, but I like that roller coaster.
And you said you got a letter and pinstripe this RC boat.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some flames on it, do it, then I got to do the dash here, and
What's the dash out of that? Like an old Chevelle?
no, it's an old Plymouth.
An old Plymouth glove box door, it looks like.
Yeah, and then I got to put the trim and all that back on it, and then I got some window trims off an old 30s car. I got to fix the wood grain.
Oh,
and,
I'm going to grab one of these just to show you guys at home. And that might be a DVD in itself, but if you
wood
look,
graining.
it's like this is actually paint. This is metal. But if you look at, let me try and do this so I don't hurt myself or the piece. There we go. But you can see how that looks like it's got like a wood grain finish. Sometimes it looks like this kind of wood or that kind of wood, or what do they call it, like peacock maple or something? There's another kind. That's a business in itself, Blaine. It pays really good, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Didn't you do a fake wood grain on a 55 Chevy sedan?
Yeah, and a
a
53
two-door wagon.
wagon, and I did a whole Harley, and all his sheet metal looks like wood. Like you just
So,
carved
I mean,
it out.
that's a whole... Don't ask me to make a DVD about this. I'd have to bother him. Right now, he's the only guy I know that does it. Let me put this back. But it goes to show that how versatile, working out of a paint box can be.
Right.
I don't know anything about the wood graining, but like Shane says, he does some airbrush work, some silk screening, and the pinstriping, sign painting, like I guess gold leafing, like a barbershop door,
Yeah.
or
Glass etching, gold leafing.
very
anything.
old school artisan type stuff.
I do a lot of restorations. This one guy's got a bunch of old penny machines, and I've restored
Penny
70.
machine. What do you mean a penny machine?
Like you get for a penny back in the teens and 20s.
Oh, like a vending machine.
Yeah, vending
like a stick
machine.
of gum or a cigarette.
And
You
the
can buy one
matchbooks,
cigarette at a time.
matchboxes. I put a lot of them on Facebook. So I've restored a bunch of that. Old Coca-Cola clocks and
Oh, like soda machines and
yeah,
gas pumps.
yeah.
Hey, it's a very versatile world. It's I'd rather do this than work the 9 to 5 veal fattening pen in some cubicle and on the 58th floor in Manhattan somewhere. I'd rather.
Well, even like me and Fritz, we've restored so many historical cars. I think we've restored more
Shane
than the
restored
restorers have.
Tweety Pie, that tea bucket that was Ed Roth's for a while. You did the pinstriping on that.
Yeah, I've worked on.
You did Carl Casper's stuff.
I've worked on 6 of Casper's, 3 of Barris's, and 5 of Casper's. I didn't restore the whole car,
Carl
just
Casper's
the paint
got,
and the
He's
body.
got the cars and the buggies. Did you ever do any of the buggies? Because that's like 1800s, 1700s, Roman chariots, all that stuff had pinstriping.
The horse-drawn lion cage that just sold for $38,000, and
Wow.
I had Wendell Burnett. I was down in Kentucky, and Wendell helped me out painting on it, and we restored that, and I lettered it just like in 1910 is what it was.
Wow.
And I redid the lettering just like the carnival people did it when they first painted it.
See, that's
If there wasn't a certain letter style, it was that Carney's letter style.
Yeah, it has its own vibe.
So you feel when you're doing that, and I don't change things up. I make it as much as original as I can. Even like with the Tweety Pie, there was tons of pictures, but I wouldn't alter it or nothing. I made it just like Ed did. You know?
You kind of have to, otherwise it's not that anymore.
Right. Right.
There's a great museum in Sarasota, Clearwater, Florida. It's the Ringling Brothers Museum. I know the circus isn't around anymore. I hope the museum is. They have all these great wagons and stuff, and a horse drawn, and the wood spokes are all striped, and it's lettered. They have a great art museum. I went there because my wife wanted to see that, and I saw the wagons. I was like, oh my God, these are so cool.
Yeah, Casper, he has a big carriage collection and stuff. He and Casper owns all this stuff, all his dragsters, all his cars.
Auburn, Indiana?
Yeah.
Auburn, Indiana. If you're blowing through, you should stop and see the museum there. There's a Studebaker Museum there too, right?
Yeah, and in Peru, Indiana, they used to have where all the carnies parked all their stuff for the winter in Peru. Huh. But that place is about gone now. But there's a big barn, but they're falling down. But Barnum and Bailey, the ringleaders, Jack, all that stuff was in there.
See, pinstriping.
But it was all like abandoned type.
Pinstriping, lettering, this stuff goes back like literally centuries. So it's pretty cool. Well, I'm going to grab the camera, and I see a couple, like I said, Shane just moved in, so I see a couple things poking out of boxes and whatnot that he's striped, and I'll show you that. Well, he starts wiping down his stuff and getting his brush ready and whatnot. He's going to break open a can of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, baby.
And I'll go outside and I'll show you his vehicles and stuff because they're pretty intense, man. And that's it. So I'm going to get up off my butt and we'll do that. Let's go outside and see stuff. All right, guys. I don't know what this box does, but Shane has just a few lines on it. So I'll try and give you a quick little of how intense that is. Right there.
They're all continuous.
And it's a little dark on that side. I'll get this side. I'll show you that. And this is a little work table, snack tray that he works on. And even that, I guess when you're done with your brush and there's a little bit of paint left on it, you don't want to throw paint away. You might get carried away and just knock a little something out. And this is the garbage can. Obviously, there's garbage in it. And look at that.
All continuous lines.
Continuous lines.
Yeah.
And it's the paint box, that's just years and years. I guess at some point it gets to the point where you just let it go because it becomes its own Jackson Pollock looking kind of thing on its own.
That thing's got more miles than my car.
And that's that stuff. But I'll walk into here quick and I'll show you. I'll show you. He's got this fridge here behind all the cleaning products and whatnot. And this is some kind of a crazy box he's working on sitting there, and a t-shirt that all the other pinstripers and stuff have signed. And I'll show you the chair I was even sitting on. And that's got stuff all over it too. And there you go. Hi guys. It's really bright out here. And it's October 8th. and it's freaking hot.
85 or so.
It's not supposed to be this hot, but we'll show you.
Humid.
It's humid. I'm supposed to be wearing my Alpine outfit. I don't know what happened, but we'll show you the truck, man. This is pretty far out. Look at that bad boy, huh? I'm gonna do a far away so you can see like from here, this perspective, and then we'll come on in close.
There's 34 dragons.
And he says there's 34 dragons, but I'll come on up on that and show you the dragons in a wee bit. But this is like what Shane has done. This is his own private vehicle. I'll jump up on this real quick.
320,000.
It's got 320,000 miles on it. We'll come back around and look under the hood. And then check out the bed cover. I'm doing this freehand. I don't know if I'm getting it all, but I'll try it. And one of my favorite things is the 59 Chevy taillights as the eyes of the dragon on the tailgate. Now I'll try and show you. Is this hand brushed or airbrushed, or is it both?
It's all airbrushed, like 3 to 5 times each line, and there's over 2,000 scales.
That's a lot of work going on there.
And then this is sheet. This is a metal rod with little poop.
Huh? Well, look at that.
And that sheet metal eyelids put on it.
Look at that stripe job, gang. And then the on the sides you got here. That's like a dragon done out of pinstripes on both sides. That's the same. I guess it's tattoo on Shane's arms.
Yeah.
So we'll do the other side because it's in the sun and you can really get the effect. Because I want to get up close now, without my shadow in it, and show you.
Spinning 3 rags.
But you know, Shane has like almost 400,000 miles on this, and he just keeps fixing it and keeps going. You see, this is what happens when pinstripers get bored. You know, they'll stripe anything and everything. So that's pretty cool. Now I'll walk you over here. See, that's what I want to do to my little car. Right there. I can't even see it because there we go. There's my little car. But this is the, we like to call this Motel 6 because it's Shane 6's sleeping quarters and transportation. But it's pinstriped to death. I can't really get down that side, but I want to show you some. And it's cool to be able to embellish even just like civilian transportation like this, you know? And it's like even on the bumper, you know, the bumper's got, you know, loads of stuff.
Road rash, baby.
It's got road rash, but that's good. It shows that it's got love, man.
That's got 340,000 on it.
And I'll just, you know, these long lines, we'll talk about how to pull the long lines later. And, you know, more stuff around the back. You know, and this is just, it's great, guys, to be able to, you know, just pop out the brush and make a few bucks, or, you know, kind of pimp out your own little minivan or whatever you're driving at home. Maybe you're lucky and you have a big block Chevy Vega. Who knows? So that's it. Let me just do this so I can see where I am. Yeah, we're gonna go back. Where am I? Hey, there I am. We're gonna go back in the house now. And like I say, a lot of Shane's stuff is packed up and whatnot still, but at least you get a good idea. And that's all you really need is a good idea. But now we'll go back in the house and we'll talk some more. And Shane will set up his panel. And we're going to see how he does the voodoo that he does.